to Sue Johnson's Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love. I am so excited to dig into this book because when I did my short stint in graduate school to become a marriage and family counselor, I used to hear about Sue Johnson's emotionally focused therapy all the time. The counselors that were using it thought that it really worked. And so I am so excited to dig into her groundbreaking therapy with you guys. Emotionally focused therapy is similar to attachment theory for infants. So we know that infants are dependent upon their primary caregiver for love and nurturing. Otherwise, they fail to thrive. Now, this need for attachment doesn't fade or go away as we grow into adults. If anything, it might even get stronger. We all need to feel securely attached to our partners. The basis of EFT is 7 conversations that are aimed at encouraging a special kind of emotional responsiveness that has 3 main components. They can be remembered with the acronym R, A-R-E. The first is accessibility. Can I reach you? The second, responsiveness. Can I rely on you to respond to me emotionally? And the third, emotional engagement. Do I know you will value me and stay close to me? In these videos over the next 7 weeks, we are going to be learning 7 transforming conversations for a lifetime of love. The first conversation is all about recognizing demon dialogues. Dr. Johnson teaches that for all of us, the person we love most in all the world, the one who can send us joyfully soaring into space, is also the one that can send us crashing down to earth. The patterns we use for communication can make or break our security and connection to each other. The first step is to be able to recognize these patterns. If our patterns are destructive, change starts by seeing this pattern, by stepping back and focusing on the game rather than the ball, meaning seeing our patterns of communication rather than the subject of our disagreements. Johnson describes 3 destructive patterns that she calls demon dialogues. The first demon dialogue is called finding the bad guy. This is a dead-end pattern of mutual blame that effectively keeps couples miles apart, blocking re-engagement and the creation of a safe haven. Partners who engage in finding the bad guy are constantly on the attack, taking an "it's not me, it's you" approach to blaming and reacting. Both partners anticipate being hurt and escalate this negative feedback loop to the ultimate dead end. The only way to stop this pattern is to recognize that neither of them are the bad guy and that the accusatory pattern itself is the villain and the partners are the victims. The second demon dialogue is called the protest polka and is perhaps the most common of the 3 demon dialogues. It is the protest against the loss of a sense of secure attachment that we all need and crave in our relationships. One partner is demanding and actively protesting against the disconnection, while the other is withdrawing and quietly protesting implied criticism. In order to break this pattern, partners must first recognize it. Second, grasp how the moves of each partner pulls the other in and traps them inside of this negative feedback loop. This cannot be solved by logical problem solving or fancy communication skills. The partners must learn to see the polka as the enemy, call it by its name, and create enough safety to talk about their own attachments and emotional needs. The third of the 3 demon dialogues, and perhaps the most dangerous, is called the free freeze and flee, or the withdraw. This pattern can be the most difficult to break because of the extreme distancing, which is a response to the loss of connection and the sense of helplessness about how to restore this. If you remember, Dr. Gottman became famous by being able to watch a couple in conflict for just about 15 minutes and predict whether or not their marriage would survive and thrive, or whether it would greatly struggle and eventually break up. And he would do this not by virtue of just whether or not the couple fought or not, but whether or not they would ignore or miss each other's emotional bids. The freeze and flee is marked by couples who have grown so distant from each other that they continually ignore each other's emotional bids. The only way to put a stop to this demon dialogue is for both partners to resolve to halt the cycles of disconnection and distress. Partners must learn to respond to each other and build up their accessibility, responsiveness, and emotional engagement. The good news is that once these demon dialogues are recognized and couples learn to see them for what they are, they can take steps towards breaking these negative feedback loops, and they can begin to have the second conversation. I hope that you'll join me next week to go over the second conversation for a lifetime of love. And until then, happy marriaging.
To learn more ways to deepen your intimacy and strengthen your relationship, make sure you watch this video next.